If you ever get cheated on, I know people hate me for this, but it's usually your fault. And the reason I say that, particularly with men, a cheating woman shows you every red flag from day one. If you choose to ignore red flags, you'll pay the price. Cheaters show you they're going to be a cheat. And how they show it is very simple. Their values. Cheaters show you their past. They show you everything. But ignoring red flags is always going to land you in that position. Now, whenever I have clients that have been cheated on a lot, 3 years she's still been talking to her ex, I was like, there's no way she can get to 3 years without you consenting. There would have been late replies. There would have been days their phones are off, not telling you where they're going. Their social media would have suggested something. There would have been signs you chose to ignore them. The price you pay for that, unfortunately, is infidelity. Denying the red flags it's going to catch up on you. The infidelity is going to occur.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Everyday with Idara Young. If you've not yet subscribed, this is the right time to do so. Kindly click on that subscribe button and turn on the notification for more videos from me. Thank you. Alright, so today we are going to be talking about a very crucial topic, about the issue of cheating. And I'm going to be sharing with you a story about a woman who cheated on her husband, and the husband actually forgave her. And I will see the reason. We are going to talk about the reason why he forgave her. Okay, and I mean, as of the time that she was writing the story, they were happily still married. So I'm going to read the story and then we'll talk about it. Alright, so she wrote, "It seems like every cheating story that I come across on this site ends in tragedy. So I decided that I am going to share my story that does not end in divorce and despair." She wrote, 3 years ago, I cheated on my husband with a younger colleague. It happened on a business trip after I had had a few drinks with this colleague and client. We ended up back in my AP hotel room and had sex. It wasn't the alcohol's fault that it happened. My husband and I had fallen into an all too common mid-30s routine of work, kids, and little sex. He had put on weight, and the sex, which was never really great, had become downright dull. So that's a reason for cheating. They were not having a good sex life, and he was overweight. Alright, and they had fallen into a routine. Then she wrote, when the opportunity to sleep with a cocky, young, fit guy came along, I didn't stop myself. I figured it would happen once and that would be it. Well, right after it was over, I knew what an awful decision I had made. I ran to the bathroom and threw up, and it wasn't because of the alcohol. I had just destroyed my family. At least it's a good thing that she recognized that what she did was wrong. Then she wrote, I waited until I got home to tell my husband, and when I did, the look on his face broke me. It was the worst moment of my life. I loved my husband. I still loved my husband. And how could I be so weak and selfish? It's good that she recognized that. Then she wrote, he didn't want the divorce for the kids' sake, but he did leave our bedroom and barely spoke to me for months. I tried my best to convince him that what happened meant nothing and that he was the only one I've ever loved, but it didn't work. He still wouldn't talk to me and spent any time he wasn't taking care of the kids in the basement. Well, it turns out that while he was down there, he was working out. After a few months, he started looking pretty damn good. At first, I thought he was working out to quell his anger, but then I started to fear that he was going to look to cheat himself, which would kill me, but I didn't have any justification to complain. If he wanted to cheat, I'd have to swallow it. Turns out that he had no intention of cheating. To make a long story short, he was getting in shape for me. Oh, I never told him why I cheated, but he figured that I must have been unsatisfied with him to do it. so he set out to fix it. When we eventually had sex again, it was amazing. It was a completely different person. It was passionate and confident and did things he was always reluctant to do in the past. I will let you figure out what those things were. Now we have a great marriage and sex life. I am completely fulfilled and would never dream of cheating ever again. My husband says he still thinks about my cheating often, but since he knows that it satisfied me, that it no longer makes him feel depressed. I read a lot of stories on this sub and a few others of men who have been cheated on and they immediately end their relationships. Once a cheater, always a cheater. Is what I always read. Well, I was a cheater once and only once. Now, I didn't hide it and I knew immediately that it was a mistake. If your woman carried on for months and you had to discover that she was cheating, then that is different. But if your lady confesses to you and begs for your forgiveness, I urge you to give her a chance to earn your trust back. When she says it will never happen again, she may be telling the truth. Well, okay, let's dial back. I want to give grace to this woman because, first of all, no one is perfect. Nobody on earth is perfect. And I want to give a clap to the husband for forgiving her and working on their marriage, because, to be honest, when the reverse is the case, when the man cheats on the woman and then he begs for forgiveness, even sometimes they don't even necessarily have to beg, but we've seen a whole lot more of women forgiving men for them cheating and staying in the relationship and then continuing on in the marriage till they die and go to heaven or wherever. What I'm saying is that you hardly see a man that is willing to forgive and work on their relationship. So because of that, kudos to this man. All right, now I'm talking about the reason why she cheated, which is that she just felt everything was dull, the relationship, there was no spark, it was overweight and it was not putting in its best to their sex life. All right, and so for her, meeting a sturdy, fit, cute guy, she felt like she was just going to do it once and once only. But then after doing it, right after doing it, she felt bad and she went ahead and confessed to her husband and begged him for months. So I think we have to give some grace to her for doing that. She said she has never cheated again after that. So I think we have to give grace to her. At first, right, when I read the story before talking to you, I was imagining, I think everything would have been different if she told him that the reason why I cheated on you is that it's your fault. You're overweight, you don't pull your weight during our sexual activities and stuff. If she had said all those things to him and then make him feel like he is the one at fault, is the reason why I was cheated on, then that would have been horrible and very insensitive. But looking at the story, she never told him any of those things. He just felt so bad and then decided to work on himself. Now there are two ways to this thing, which is number one, cheating generally, even if they don't tell you anything, even if they don't explain why they cheated on you, when you get cheated on, you will actually doubt yourself. You will actually think it's your fault. You feel like you're not fine enough, you're not pretty enough, you don't earn more money enough. That is for both male and female. You're not good enough and you start blaming yourself. If you're overweight, you would think maybe he or she likes slim guys or slim girls. If you're broke, you would think, oh, I don't have enough money enough. Like, the person that is doing the cheating does not need to even say all those things. Once you get cheated on, you start having those doubts and those conversation with yourself. So I can understand why when he was in the basement, he started talking about it with himself, like, oh my god, maybe I'm just not good enough and all. And probably he was feeling bad that he was overweight on his own. So when the cheating came on, when he found out about the cheating, the fears and the concerns that he had about himself, those echoes got louder in his head and he decided to work on himself. Sometimes those echoes can get so bad, like really, really damning, and then you end up basically hating yourself and hating your wife or husband, and it just never gets to a good place. But thank God the man has this type of should I say self-control and goodwill, strong will to actually change the things in his life that he doesn't like. But I'm just saying there are two parts. One part, being put in the situation where you basically feel like you have to change yourself to be accepted by somebody else, is actually bad. It's a bad situation to be put in. But then on the flip side, generally for me, I believe that since you are in a committed relationship with an individual, you have to give that person your best. You cannot be consistent. Nobody's consistent in life. Nobody's perfect in life. But I believe that you have to give that person your very best, as much as you can. Really, I have to put it like that. So meaning that if you're overweight, you're overweight, and if you've been trying to lose weight, then try to lose weight for your health, not to be accepted by an individual. But the losing weight part will be because you want to take care of your health and all. But also it's also a gift you can give to your spouse if your spouse likes slim people, you understand? But don't ever, I feel like it's so unhealthy to do it for acceptance by another individual. That is my point. If you're going to lose weight, if you're going to look better, it's going to be because of your health. It's going to be because of you. That is my own opinion. I feel like it's a lot of pressure when you're doing it for somebody else, and to be put in that position by being cheated on is very, very terrible. That's what I think. Anyways, you can comment below and let me know, what do you think about this whole story, because it's a big mess. Comment below and let me know what you think. Anyways, that is the story of how this woman cheated on her husband, and yet the husband still accepted her and forgave her, and they have happily married 3 years later. Yeah. If you have more of this type of stories, you can comment those stories below and we will look at it together. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks and bye.